Hi, I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation. The topic of discussion is why Paul, which is me, says never to speak about your marriage. Hi, welcome back. I'm Paul Friedman, and this topic is why never speak about your marriage? Most people think it's perfectly okay to do that. You want to tell your friends, you want to tell your therapist, you want to tell your spouse. But you want to know something? It's not a good idea. So I'll go through the reasons why for the different people who you may want to speak to your marriage about. Everyone thinks, oh, I have a problem, we should talk it out. And that's part of traditional marriage counseling. It's how they see it. Just talk things out. It'll be okay. Then why is there an over 50% divorce rate even by those who go to marriage counseling? Because it's not a good idea. Let's start with talking to your friends. And I want to tell you, I'm not a Western psychologist. I used to be a divorce mediator in 2001 when a couple asked me to help them save their marriage. And so building these teachings, which are non-traditional, I met with hundreds of women, hundreds of men over the course of 8 years, and started with some basic premises and then built out the teachings so that now it's very well rounded. And there are some guardrails that I established for people. One of them is never speak about your marriage. So this came early on, this revelation. I had a couple, very nice couple, and the wife's best friend was cheating with her husband. Well, how does that happen? Well, because she's talking to her best friend at the gym about, he's doing this, he's doing that. And the best friend, we live in a very competitive world. And I cannot tell you how many times this happened after that and how normal that is in the world. And she just said, well, I like him. And so she started talking to him and they got along. And before you know it, her best friend has all this information about her husband. So that's why you don't do that. You don't talk to your friend. You don't talk to your family because you're going to only present what I call your side. And you don't want your family to be angry with your wife or with your husband. And usually, honestly, this is a woman's prerogative to talk about her husband to her family, whether it's her sister. By the way, sisters are not safe either. They'll cheat with your husband. But you don't want to do that either. You don't want to create drama. Why did you get married? You got married for happiness, love, and harmony. Drama is not one of the reasons why you get married, but it occurs because we make a lot of mistakes. A lot of people read one of my books. It helps tremendously. I wrote 2 books. One of them is Lessons for a Happy Marriage, which is very good. It's simple. It's direct. It lays out a lot of do's and don'ts, and it's very helpful. And then I wrote a book later on so I could train marriage counselors. It's called Breaking the Cycle. It's a little deeper. Pretty much the same stuff because the stuff doesn't change and there's guardrails in there. And one of them is don't talk about your marriage. So why not talk to your spouse? Why not talk to your husband or your wife about your marriage? You have complaints. There's another guardrail we just hit upon. You don't ever want to complain to your husband or your wife. But I have so much to say. He's doing this, he's doing that, she's doing this, she's doing that. Doesn't matter. The purpose of marriage and what will bring you the greatest harmony, the greatest love, the greatest happiness is to strive to love your spouse unconditionally. It's a very difficult, it's a high bar, but guess what? The benefits are even higher. It's worth it. Every other way fails. You don't want to do it. So the reason we don't talk about our marriage is true in every venue. Now, you may have something you want to talk about and, down below there's a link to ask a counselor. It's a free service. You could ask them, what about in this situation? Or in the comment section, you could leave a comment with your question and I'll personally answer it. But I would say 99% of the time, it's better not to. What do I do then? Well, that's a good question. What you do is you strive to have the most amazing marriage that's ever been. And we just happen to have an online course, one for men and one for women, that will give that to you. It's a 12-week course. You sign up. There's no charge for 3 days. You get a 3-day free trial. And then there's plans for under $10 a week. It's pretty amazing because when you think about it, it's $39 a month where you can't even get one session with a marriage counselor. And I promise you, in those 3 days, you will learn more about marriage than you have ever known accumulatively. It's amazing. So go to our website. It's well worth the trip. Go to our website because we have a free course too. You know, we're a nonprofit foundation, so there's a lot of benefits and they're very inexpensive. Again, I'm Paul Friedman. Like the video if you want, if you think it gave value to you, and share it if you think it'll give value to others. Most of our clients now come from friends. And other than that, I'm so glad you stopped by. God bless you. Thank you and take care.